Ready for another lesson? The wall cometh for all. As we get older and I take a look at what's going on in society, you sit down and realize that the wall is an actually efficient place. Women have their perceived value up front, but they don't make as much as men. Men don't have their perceived value up front, they have to go build it, but there's no ceiling cap for them. And that's a good thing. So it basically balance out and even the scale and playing field to a degree. But the one thing we as men we don't have to worry about is the wall. And the wall cometh for all pertaining to women. I think a lot of women starting to wake up and realize that okay, men aren't just finite beings where I could discard and throw away at any time and dispose of when I feel like. When you realize when they get into the older years and start to wrinkle and sag and they ass ain't as plump and firm as it used to be and people stop checking for them, then they want to cry and complain. That's why we see a lot of ladies on social media complaining. You gotta understand that dating wasn't made for women in the late 30s, early 40s, and so on. You're supposed to be locked down by then. Men favor a little bit better, but we're not supposed to be dating into our later years as well because we're supposed to have the foundation and the building blocks for the family that we create with the woman that's supposed to be our quote-unquote forever woman, which just doesn't happen nowadays in today's age and society. So there's no such thing as a forever woman. There's no such thing as a forever man. We jump in and out of relationships, and the women especially fail to understand that this is causing damage to themselves. Again, the wall cometh for all. You see these 50-year-old, 60-year-old women that look like death complaining and like, oh, there's no good men out here. Well, there was good men in your past. You just choose to kick them to the curb because they were boring. There's a story of this guy, a young cat, I think he like 24, 25, and he married a 61-year-old woman. This is not the norm. I don't know if it's for love, which I highly doubt, but yeah, that's just not natural. It don't work like that. But a lot of these women will see this and say that this is a lighthouse and the beacon of hope in the darkness. But this is far and few in between. We don't know the situation. Maybe he was homeless. We don't know. But I can tell you, any man that out there getting cooch on a regular basis would not marry a 61-year-old woman, especially at 20-something years old. There's some psychological issues there, and that's not my job to touch on that. He blowing her back out and plowing her field every night, but eventually she's gonna lose him to a younger woman. That's just how it goes. Looks fade. A lot of women fail to understand that. That's why you see them getting BBLs and all this nonsense and Botox. But if all the other facets like your character and all them other things and morals and stuff ain't on point, when your looks fade, you're done. And you gonna hit that wall super hard. Look at Gabrielle Union, Erykah Badu, and all those women out there, Tiffany Haddish, yeah, and a lot more. I think Sandra Bullock is well kept for her age, and many other women. Even though they missed the mark, they kept themselves together. Some of them just let themselves go, and that's just sad. But they got to understand that the wall is unforgiving, and it's undefeated, and you can't change that. You've been taught.